PigBoy by Vicki Grant. Narrated by Iambic Productions. Published by Orca Book Publishers.
A farm. No, it was worse than that. A heritage farm. A big, fat, stinking, and I do mean stinking, heritage farm. No running water, no electricity, no pop machine. I couldn't believe it. The other class went to a television studio for their field trip. They got to look through the cameras and talk to the announcers. One kid even got to read the weather forecast on the news. How cool is that? Our class, on the other hand, was going to a stupid farm somewhere out in the sticks. Is that fair? I don't know why I was even surprised. What else would you expect from a guy like Mr. Benvey? There's no way he'd actually do something fun. He's a big Mr. Do-gooder. He spent his entire summer building a well in this village in Africa. Good for him. I mean it, I'm not just saying it. It's really nice all those people aren't dying anymore. It's great they have water to grow their crops and feed their animals and stuff like that. That doesn't mean that any normal teenager would actually want to waste an entire day at some stupid, boring farm. Mr. Benvey's a teacher. He spends his whole life with kids. He should have known that. I mean, what's wrong with the guy? Clearly any field trip involving manure is not right for a bunch of 14-year-olds. But manure wasn't even the worst part of the stupid field trip. The worst part was that the farmer grows pigs. And pigs are also called hogs. And there's this poor guy in our class called Dan Hogg who everybody hated. I don't know why exactly. Maybe it was his hair. Or his teeth. Or his glasses. Or the fact that he answered Mr. Benvey's questions as if he might actually have a brain. Usually he just tried to sort of disappear, but it never worked. Idiots like Shane Coolin or Tyler March wouldn't take their eyes off him. They wouldn't shut up about him. They wouldn't quit laughing at him. That's what really bugged me. Mr. Benvey saw what was going on. If he was such a good guy, why did he go and make it worse? He was all concerned about these people who live 1,000,000 miles away, but he didn't seem to mind torturing some poor kid in his own class by telling everyone that we're going to see how chickens, cows, and hogs are traditionally raised. That was too much for Shane. He yelled, "Visiting some of your relatives, are we, Dan? I always wanted to meet your mother." Ha ha ha. Everyone cracked up. Mr. Benvey said, "All right, that's enough." But I could tell he had trouble not laughing, too. I hated Shane Coolin. I hated stupid field trips. But most of all, I hated being Dan Hogg. The day of the field trip, Mr. Benvey had the stomach flu. I was so happy when I found out. I figured there was no way we'd be going to that stupid farm now. I couldn't believe my luck. I'd been up all night worrying about how I'd survive 7 hours of hog jokes. I practically jumped for joy when the principal said Mr. Benvey would be out for a couple of days. Maybe, I thought, by the time he got better, he'd have come to his senses. Maybe he'd let us do something else instead. Visit the tire factory or see one of those boring history movies or go to the fire station. Anything but that stupid farm and its pig pens. For a while, it looked like I might actually make it through the day. Then there was a knock at the door, and the principal introduced our substitute teacher. I saw the rubber boots she was wearing. I just knew what was coming next. The principal put on this big, phony smile and went, "Miss Creaser is delighted to be able to accompany 9B on your exciting trip to historic Windmill Farm." He blabbed on about how the farmer had come from Holland to raise these special old-fashioned animals. Apparently it was all very fascinating, but I wasn't listening. All I could think was, I knew it. Why did I even hope the trip would be canceled? Something that good would never happen to me. I'm just not a lucky person. Whenever I'd say that to my mother, she'd go, "Oh, that's nonsense. Of course you're lucky. You're young. You're healthy. You have a roof over your head and food to eat." As if that was going to make me feel better. It just made me feel pathetic. Basically, she was saying, I'm lucky because I'm not dead. I looked around the class. Why couldn't I be lucky the way these other kids are lucky? They're young and healthy too, but they also get to be tall and good-looking and funny and rich and athletic and popular and all the other things I have no hope of ever being.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?